Yeah, buddy, welcome back to Dragon in the Afternoon on Styling Radio. And we're just sitting here bullshitting. I said, hold that thought, Jimmy. You know, we're a car culture, beating down the block radio station, but something we don't ever really talk about that is really passionate to us is street bikes and
Yep.
choppers. And, you know, we're good friends with the St. Louis Street Fighters and, you know, um, the Star Boys and all those guys, and we don't really talk about them much on the radio. I could make one text message and have somebody in here and talk about wheelies
Yep.
all day, but we were talking about first time we rode motorcycles when we were younger. And Jimmy, tell him what you did to a bike and you laid it down.
My first bike was a 70s. It was a 70s Honda 550. No, it was a Suzuki 550. And this bike was freaking huge. And we were playing around. Me and my buddy bought twins. We bought them off this guy, $500 a piece. And we were just learning how to ride. You know, we rode dirt bikes and stuff. So we were riding these big old hog street bikes, and we rode off in his yard and slid out a couple of times. Well, I dropped mine. I went to pick this thing up, and I was 21, and it was all I could do to pick this heavy pig up.
Yeah, you're like, why is this thing so heavy?
Oh, my God, it was heavy. It was like picking up a whole car.
Yeah. How this all come about is we were talking about the dumb fucker and the wireless charger. We got off the air, and he goes, "Is that the same employee that works for us that was watching? He went to Indiana, bought a motorcycle,
and then watch YouTube videos to figure out how to ride it.
And he's watching YouTube videos on learning how to ride a motorcycle. And he come into work, and his pant leg was all ripped up, and he's bleeding. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm learning how to ride this." I'm like, "Did you get hit by a car?" And he goes, "No, man, I'm watching these YouTube videos." I thought he was joking. Fucker was for real. No, it's not the same fucking employee. Okay, we got some dumb motherfuckers that work for some of my businesses. I mean, they're not dumb. They're just, some stuff is questionable.
Sometimes they are.
But yeah, we got talking on the break about motorcycles, and I'm like, yeah, my buddy, he was riding his dad's fucking Harley. I don't know if it was a Sportsman or I don't know what the fuck it was. It had saddlebags and shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had a 250 Ninja in high school.
Oh, God.
And
I had dirt bikes heavier than that thing.
Yeah, and the thing was, I bought this from somebody at the body shop I worked with, and they said, be careful because you can get fucking killed on this. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And they said, ride with a helmet. Izzy doesn't fucking skate with a helmet, much less ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Well, I figured out I can downshift this motherfucker and ride wheelies all day with this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And even coasting it, kicking it neutral, and like, and then kick it back in gear.
Yep.
And man, this fucking bike was cool. I ended up burning the transmission up and had to fucking replace it. But no, we were riding, and my buddy was like, you know, he knew how to ride motorcycles because he's actually the fucker that showed me, because he had one of those Honda 50 big wheels, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that thing, fuck, man, we rode that thing all over town. I rode bitch on the back, or he'd ride bitch on the back. I mean, we were like fucking 11 or something, you know what I'm saying? Going to the levee and jumping it. And what's crazy is I want to buy one of those things, and I saw one not too long ago, and they're so small. They're like one of the fucking pocket bikes, and I'm like, I don't know if I could ride this thing nowadays. So make a long story short, he stole his dad's bike, and we went out riding, cruising for chicks. And we saw some girls, and I was doing some wheelies and stuff, and, you know, like, you want to go for a ride? Fuck no. That's probably smart on their part. Because not even 10 minutes later, this motherfucker laid this motherfucker down. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know, I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. He goes, my dad's going to be pissed. And I'm like, no big deal. And we went to lift this motherfucker up, the two of us. And I'm like, is this thing hooked to something in the ground?
Right.
I had no idea. I never fucked with motorcycles. I got this light-ass 250 Ninja, you know? And, you know, I'm like, fuck that. Like, and on a car guy come out and helped us. And it didn't really tear up the bike hardly at all. And I'll tell you how he got away with it. So we went back to his house, right?
Mm-hmm.
His dad worked at Grant City Steel, and his dad got off work, and He come home, take a shower, and he's gonna go ride his bike. This motherfucker, I'm gonna show you what kind of balls this motherfucker's got. His dad goes out to the fucking garage to get a beer, and he's gonna go riding his bike, right? This motherfucker drives in the garage and runs into his bike on the side that got he dropped.
Oh, shit.
Didn't even know his dad was gonna kick the fucking shit out of him, but he never told. I don't think he ever told his dad he stole the bike and dropped it. But he ran that fucking car right into it.
That made it not look dropped.
Yeah, that fucked up all kinds of other shit. And yeah, because it went to JMC Cycles in Wood River to get fixed, and then we had to repaint the tank at the shop. And he's like, I don't know, man, my fucking kid, he's a dumb motherfucker, pulled in the garage to tell me something, and I was getting a beer and getting ready to ride, and he runs into my fucking bike. And I was like, no shit. Like, really?
Thank God.
Next, I asked him, did your dad ever find out? No, I fixed the problem.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he never told me he fucking drove his car in the garage while his dad almost hit his dad in the garage and ran into the car. But he said that he missed the brake and hit the gas, and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know my buddy Tom.
Oh, yeah.
He bought a V-Star 1100.
Okay.
V-Star 1100.
Okay, I know what those are.
And it was all dressed out, had the saddlebags and the windshield and everything on it. Well, he decided he was going to ride. He'd never rode anything before in his life.
Oh, shit.
Other than a bicycle.
He's got a head start.
Yeah, takes off on this country road. He goes around the first curve, and he gets on this big straightaway, and he winds it up a little bit. Gets up to about 55, 60 mile an hour. Comes up on this next curve, and goes to go around the curve and rides straight off into the mud. Hits the mud. The bike stops, stays sitting up, and ejects him off into the mud.
He's a big boy for that. Shit.
He hit the windshield, and the windshield flopped and came back up, and all it did was knock some of the bolts loose.
Oh, wow.
Never broke the windshield. But he ended up in the mud, and the bike was stuck.
No
shit. He had to call his two sons to come out and get the bike out of the mud.
Wow.
I wish I could have seen it.
well, I'll tell you something else. That is fucking interesting. He's a big boy, too, you know?
Yeah. He's bigger than me.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
He's still 350, and he's lost weight since then.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. So when the Hayabusa come out, everybody had to buy one.
Oh, I love the Hayabusa.
So I go buy me a Hayabusa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know Ethan Hummer, Pro Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pro Daddy Cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Pro Daddy just set a fucking world's record with a single turbo fucking booster, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want that. No big deal. Ethan's a good friend of mine. Great fucking guy. Awesome fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
I give him 10 grand. He stretched it, put the 360 tire on the back, turboed it with methanol injection and 2 kits of nitrous.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing's technically faster than his.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, take it for a ride. And he goes, you got to hold on, because when the meth kicks in, then the first stage of nitrous kicks in. Dude, I took this thing down the street. I swear to God, I was so fucking scared of this motherfucker. I idled it back to a shop, and I said, you want to buy this? And he goes, what's wrong? He got out there, fucking went down the fucking street with it. And he's like, dude, you got to let me take this to the track, because I think it can beat my bike. I'm like, dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. I ain't riding it. And I'm telling you, people, this thing, when it would fucking go in the boost, it was like not even a second later, the methanol would kick in. And then within 2 seconds, that first kit of... I never got it into the second kit of nitrous.
It was like a 1300 fucking 2-stroke.
Oh, my God. Well, they went to the track and set a fucking record with it. And I said, well, find someone to buy it. And Ethan didn't have the money to buy it, you know. But they street raced that bike, and they made me a lot of fucking money because I wouldn't ride that motherfucker. But what I did do is I had a 600 chassis, or 600 bike, and Ethan made a bunch of money street racing it, and he went to give me quite a bit of money. And I said, you got that Hayabusa motor over there. Can you retrofit that into my 600? And that's that 600 I built on the air ride with the custom front end and all that. And but yeah, I ended up selling that motherfucker to some kid in Chicago, and he sold it to somebody that got killed on that bike.
I had a 93 600 Katana that we put an 03 GSXR 1100 motor on that was punched out to a 1350.
Oh, damn.
And it had nitrous on it. And I would go around racing it, telling people it was just a 600.
Yeah, because that's what it looks like.
And I'd race other 600s on it all day long and smoke their ass, you know?
Yeah, because they
600
can't.
with cams in it, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is, you got a Yoshi exhaust, and most people don't know the difference because the fairings is covering everything up.
Yeah, you can hear the cams, and that's no big deal because, you know, same cams sound good in a 600, you know?
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I went through my thing with stunt bikes and doing wheelies, and I wrecked a fucking bike on the River Road filming and flipped it over and got hurt pretty bad. So I'm like, fuck the stunt bikes, unless I'm in a parking lot, right?
I wasn't a big stunner. I was just into racing.
Yeah.
I dragged mine a lot.
Well, yeah.
I did more motorcycle street racing than I have cars.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'd rather be in a cage. You know what I'm saying?
Me too nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even want to ride a motorcycle in a city now, as stupid as people drive.
Well, I'll tell you what, fucking in Pontoon Beach, a fucking lady pulled out in front of me and I went up over her hood.
Mm-hmm.
And totaled the bike. And she kept going. She drugged the bike next to her. I flipped over the fucking hood, hit the ground. I was okay. And I'm like, what the fuck, lady? And she just kept dragging the bike. You know, leaving the eye doctor. Like,
well, I had a 600 Yamaha when I first came out here. Was working for Jennings up at the car lot, and it had cams in it. It was pretty built for a 600. It ran pretty decent. And I was going for a ride out of town one day on it, heading out towards Heddick, and I'm the only motorcycle on the road, and there's one car coming at me out there on 111.
Yeah.
I think nothing of it. I'm running about 60 miles an hour. I look, this motherfucker's coming over in my lane. He's crossing the line, and he's coming towards me, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, you know? And he's getting closer. He's getting farther over the edge, and I'm like, dude, I'm running out of road here. I finally ended up on the gravel, and he got so close that I laid my leg over because he was going to hit me, and I thought I was going to have to bail off the bike. Well, he skimmed and took the plastic right off the driver's side of my bike.
No shit.
And it was enough that it knocked me down into the ditch. And I just slid to a stop on the grass. But I couldn't come back up out of the ditch to go back after him. And he just kept on fucking going. I was so damn mad.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, you know, I was a St. Louis Rough Rider. You know, I was, you know, I'm still part of the club. I just send in my membership dues, but I still have my vest.
I still come down for randos rides sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I still go to Black New Year's and all that stuff, you know. And I still support the club. I'm just too busy with work and stuff. But, you know, R&R, that's my club, you know. And but man, when Reggie D was the fucking head of the club, the president, he would send these text messages out. So and so went down on their bike. So and so. I don't even know these people, and it got to the point where I didn't want to fucking write it off. You know, it's like, shit, you know, I'm just, you know, this ain't my thing, you know?
Yep.
And, yeah, it's just, you know, but I do support my club. You know, they do a lot of good charity work and different stuff, but, I mean, nowadays, I've got bikes. I've got a Billy Lane bike, you know, a Billy Lane chopper. Actually, I own two of them. And I have one that he built before he went to jail and one he built after he went to jail. Yeah, 'cause me and Billy laughs about that, man. You know, but yeah, you know, I had an OCC bike a long time ago. Pretty nice fucking bike. People say they're cookie cutters and they're a piece of shit. It rode nice. Somebody I knew was highly interested in it, and I don't really ride much, so I said, fuck it, you know. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't a, how do you say it? It was one of their production bikes.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't, but it was custom though. And I know that the tank and the bars were built by Paul Jr. Because when I met Paul Jr., well, I'd met him several times, but Several years later after the show, I ran into him and I showed him pictures of the bike, and he goes, I built those bars.
Uh-huh.
And I was told straight up that he built it,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't a theme bike or anything. It could have been, I mean, it was nice, stretched
Right.
out, but it rode nice. And I knew that Paul Jr. had something to do with it because it had an Indian motor in it.
Mm.
So I was gonna say Indian motorcycle motor, but my words fucked up. It's all that damn caffeine and donuts I've been eating. Yeah. Them fucking donuts were the shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, man. There's still some in there. Well, there's not donuts. There's not apple fritters, I don't know, the corset looking things. The flaky crust.
Them on the way out.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, a turnover.
The turnover, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
It's got the flaky crust and the apple shit in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of those for the ride home.
Yeah, because that's about it. Because when Leslie comes in, Leslie ain't gonna eat that shit.
I won't be sliding in the snow.
Yes.
Eating my apple turnover.
Yeah, going side to side, wiggling it all the way up home.
Look, I'm drifting.
Yeah, Michelle, she moves in her new place, and she's like, yeah, I'm moving Wednesday. And I'm like, do you know it's going to snow? Yeah, I'm going to get some plastic because my tonneau cover leaks. And I'm like, if it's raining, it's going to leak. If it's snow, it ain't going to leak.
So you're saying I'm not going to get a phone call on the way home? Help.
Yeah, you might get a call from Michelle. No, I think Michelle, she's got it figured out. They're going to move more of her stuff over the weekend.
That's good.
I asked her if she needed me to help her, and she said, yes, but no, you got more shit going on with your mom right now,
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll get settled into her new place, and, I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a custody battle over the pugs.
Yeah?
That hasn't happened yet, but I'm waiting on it. Because she really wants to see the pugs.
Yeah, I bet.
Wants to see her babies.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny. I was FaceTiming her, and fucking Abby saw her, and she got pissed off and slapped the phone out of my hand. Fuck you, you abandoned me. It is what it is.
Yep.
Hey, on another note, I sent you that video, and I didn't get to watch all of it. I don't know if you guys see it. Motor Trend. Guys are buying up all the Motor Trend cars.
I saw that.
Yeah, did you watch all of it, or?
No, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Damn it. I only watched part of it, but yeah. But apparently there's a show promoter down in the South says his new car show is going to be on Motor Trend, which we all know is full of shit.
Even though Motor Trend's folded.
Yeah, we explained that yesterday to everybody. Like, for real? Yeah, buyer beware going to that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking retarded shit.
Well, New Bern and them all bought a few things. I haven't heard about
Finnegan is buying some stuff.
Finnegan's buying some stuff. I know New Bern bought some stuff. I don't know who else has really bought. That's Alex. I don't think bought anything. There wasn't anything she wanted.
Yeah, I don't know if Cotton's gonna buy anything. He's probably hurting for money. But then again, Cotton also got what he wanted.
Yeah, he got the pink car.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think they gave it to him. He weaseled his way in it because they were talking about it, but that's not a bad car. I mean, it needs a little bit of work, But yeah, I got an email list they sent over to me if I was interested in anything, and this isn't just roadkill stuff. This is like all kinds of stuff that Motor Trend had.
We had a whole lot full of stuff.
Yeah, well, one guy bought that fucking Typhoon.
I know. The other Airhead Dave bought the Typhoon.
Did it say what he paid for it?
No. I don't think they paid much for any of that shit.
No.
David Newbern said something about that one day. I don't think they paid shit for that stuff.
No, there was a Typhoon like that green one in East St. Louis.
Yeah.
And everybody was telling me about this Blazer that was for sale. It was all-wheel drive, and I'm like, is it a Typhoon? And blah, 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 blah. And my buddy bought it for $1,200.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He tuned it up, sent it to a high-end detail shop, you know, where they resurrect all that shit with chemicals and stuff. And he took it over to Sal over at Gateway Classic Cars, and they sold that motherfucker for like $40,000. Original paint and everything. All he did was, I don't know, he probably paid $5,000 to have it detailed. Those are those super detail shit where they bring the factory paint back.
There was a guy in the outskirts of Gillespie. I'd see it every time I came into Gillespie.
Yeah.
He had a fucking Cyclone sitting back there in the bar next to his fucking Camaro.
I've heard that story.
You'd see it out. Every once in a while, you'd see it out, and
yeah,
I was like, man.
I heard that story.
He finally moved, so I don't know where it went now.
Yeah, I heard that story that there was a Cyclone up there next to a barn.
It was one of them lean-to barns with no front on it.
And
he had a Camaro sitting in there, like a 79 Camaro in there that had never been restored yet. And he used to back this in right next to it. But every once in a while, you could buy there and he'd have it out in the driveway and cleaned up. I mean, it was still a really nice truck, and he actually drove it, but he didn't drive it daily.
Yeah, I had a purple Typhoon back in the day.
Yeah.
And that was a rare color option. God, I would give...
So were the white ones.
Yeah, the white ones, the polar white, you know.
That white Cyclone like, God damn it, Sean had.
Yep. Yeah, what happened to that? He sell that, I guess?
Did he sell that one, or did he
No, there's only been 2 giveaways. One was the
Regal.
The Regal and Aiden's truck.
Yeah, he sold the Typhoon, I think.
Yeah, that was a nice fucking Typhoon.
It was.
But like he said it wasn't very fast. You know, he said maybe back in the day it was fast, but he goes, compared to shit nowadays, it's really sluggish.
Yeah.
You know, but I've had 1 Typhoon and I've had 3 Cyclones.
Yeah.
And I've sold every one of those motherfuckers.
The Cyclones were there was a lot more Cyclones around than there was Typhoons.
Yeah.
A lot more of the S10 trucks. They're the Blazers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, well, if I wish I would have knew now, but back then, but I got good money for it. It's just like my 454 SS. I've had several of those, and I've always got over $15,000 for those, you know?
And see, I didn't think those were fast.
No, there's some
shit. They weren't nothing what they were hyped up to be.
Well, and the thing with a 454 SS, first thing you gotta do is change the heads in the fucking intake.
Yeah, they were all smog control shit.
Yep, and then you can get the full power out of that motherfucker.
I was like, because I beat a 454 SS and a fucking stock 350 IROC.
Yep,
up
and
on
you
the
can.
strip.
Yeah, my buddy's the one that bought that 572 and dropped it in his, and he redid the letters to 572 SS. For a stock crate motor, that motherfucker kind of scared me in the passenger seat. Fuck, he took off. I felt the G-force on my chest, and it was shaking his ass back and forth like a catfish, and he stayed in it, and fucking, when it hooked in second gear, that motherfucker was gone.
Well, wasn't he the one that exploded that fucking 10 bolt in the back and ended up putting that fab rear end in it?
Yeah, that's the same guy, yeah.
Yep.
So, you can make them fast if you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but that's the big problem with that truck is it had all the smog shit on it, you know?
Yeah, it had too much smog control shit on it. It didn't have had too many emissions on it. It couldn't go fast.
But it had a lot of torque. I mean, they were torquey
little trucks. Like some bitch.
Yeah, they were torquey little trucks. They will pull a fucking trailer with no problem. But yeah, those were good fucking But yeah, I've also had they had them in different colors. And I had a super rare one and didn't know it was that teal green one. And apparently there was 40 of those or 30 of them done.
I'll tell you one thing.
I had no fucking idea.
Killer lowered. Them black ones look killer lowered, even on the factory wheels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a friend of mine that's got one that's body dropped and
Yeah.
he had Detroit Steel Wheel make a replica in 22s of the factory wheels.
That'd look good.
And damn, he's the same motherfucker's got Buick Grand National that's laid out on 20-inch wheels that Detroit Steel Wheel did that looks like the Grand National wheels.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, he gets a lot of shit for that Grand National, but if you would have seen the Grand National when he got it, it was in the wiring harness. Whoever had it was doing a bunch of engine shit, and the wiring harness caught on fire underneath the hood.
Oh.
So this thing was pretty much totaled when he got it, and that was a frame-off fucking car. And that fucking frame's all powder coat and everything. He set it up. He wanted it to look like the Dub City toy.
Okay.
And that was his whole thing. That he bought one of those Buick Grand Nationals and Dub City toy, and he wanted it to look like that.
Yeah.
And he didn't give a fuck if it was a Grand National. He got a good deal on it. I think it was $5,000, and he bought it. And he dismantled that motherfucker in his garage and built it in his garage. And matter of fact,
if I was going to build one right now, I wouldn't even use a Grand National.
Well,
I'd buy a regular Regal and put the Grand National
well, that's what
kit on it, and then I'd do a fucking LS with twin turbos.
Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people do if you can find them, you know.
Right. You can find the Regals, but finding one in good shape in Illinois is hard. But.
Yeah, they're out there, and then some people. I know what this is worth. Dude, I ain't giving you $20,000 for Grandpa's fucking stinking Regal.
Shit, they're wanting $6,000-$7,000 for one that runs.
Oh, I know.
Really?
The fucking Regal prices are through the fucking roof. I'll tell you something else that's fucking crazy. Look for a '87 Monte Carlo SS.
I know, but you can find them.
You can find them,
You can find them without a motor in them.
Yeah, you can find them without a motor in it, but and you can find them without a motor for like $2,000. Just go to the hood. There's a ton of them, right?
Yep.
But you go to the hood to look for a Buick Regal, and
a Regal or a Cutlass, and you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck if it had hydraulics on it, you know,
Yep.
You know, but yeah, they're starting to get hard to come by. And just think about this: the next 10 years.
Yep.
You know, it's just every year it's getting worse. I mean, it's like when we were younger, you could find a bullet side Datsun pretty easy, or an old Chevy Love truck. To find one of those now, fuck.
And to find a two-wheel drive one, especially.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they made that many four-wheel drive versions.
I know, they're everywhere.
You know, it's like, you know, it's just like you're looking for a fucking, you know, 62, 63, 64 Impala. And you can't find them. Convertibles are hard to find. You got to go down south. But you can find a four-door motherfucker right in the left.
Oh, yeah, you can find a four-door everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's some old guy in Girard. He's probably 60-some years old. He's got this 63 four-door Impala on Kragers. It's like two different colors. If it was two-door, I'd swear it was the Cheech and Chong car.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it's funny as shit. I see him driving it all the time. It runs good. He drives it. Every time I see it, I just have to laugh because it just reminds me of the Cheech and Chong car.
Well, I'll tell you this, fucking, I don't remember the guy's name, the builder who did it. He made a YouTube video on how to take a four-door Impala and turn it into a two-door.
See, I had a 56 Chevy that I turned into a two-door the right way.
Yeah, and it was pretty simple on what you had to do. It wasn't really that hard, you know?
See, there's only so many cars you can do that to because...
Some of them you can't.
So many of them have a curved roof line on them.
Yeah.
But like your Impala and your Bel Air are one of the few that you can actually do that to.
Yeah.
I've done a Bel Air, but I've never done an Impala.
Yeah, I mean...
The Bel Airs are easy.
Yeah, because this YouTube video, it's out there. It's real easy. And then once that video come out, a couple months later, all the four-door prices went up. But now they're down low. They're down low now, so... But yeah, them DJs, they just walked in here. Well, they've been here.
They've been standing there looking at us.
Yeah, I ain't turned around until just now. So we went a little over, but you know what? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, they'll get over it. One less song they gotta do.
Yeah, man. We'll swing that motherfucker around like a helicopter because we don't give a damn. So, on that note, if anybody see JD Lane out there, tell her to contact us. we're
Are you still alive?
we're getting ready to send her a picture.
We miss you.
We're getting ready to send her a picture to put her on a milk carton. So on that note, guys, we're gonna pass this over to the DJs. They're gonna do the drive time home, and then tonight I will be back here because I ain't fucking leaving because it's snowing, and I'm gonna be out here with Leslie doing kicking it with Leslie. I almost said JD Lane, but anyway, she's on a milk carton, guys, tied up in a storage locker somewhere with duct tape. But no, I'll be back tonight with not JD Lane. Fucking goddamn, what the fuck's wrong with me? But no, we're gonna be back.
Leslie.
We're gonna be back with kicking it with Leslie tonight, and then we'll be back here tomorrow. So if you guys do something I wouldn't do, please film it and send it to us. Keep it styling.
He might still be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I might just stay the fucking night, man. Why not? You know. But yeah, you keep it styling because we will. We're out of here. See ya.
See ya.